day on over 50,000 products. And time to get dedicated support on the job site or in our stores. From ordering to planning, we've got you. One partner, any job, all in. Ask about all we can now do at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Monday afternoon. The rest of the day, mostly sunshine and an 87 with a light breeze around 7 miles per hour out of the south. For tonight, clear skies with a light breeze at a low near 70. Tomorrow, a wind out of the east-southeast 5 to 10 miles per hour, sunny and a high around 87. For Wednesday, sunshine and a high of 86. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
When you bring your vehicle to Panama City Toyota for repairs or maintenance, you'll get the warmest welcome around.
That's because we see service differently.
It's not only an expert team that can help with everything, from simple adjustments to a new set of tires. It's also a team that values your time, so we make your experience as quick and comfortable as possible. Because we're committed to service that goes beyond. Only at Panama City Toyota.
Looking for dependable civil construction in the Florida Panhandle? CBC Construction has you covered. From land clearing and drainage to roads and underground utilities, CBC delivers high-quality work on time and on budget. Locally owned and operated, CBC is trusted by schools, developers, and municipalities. To learn more, call CBC Construction 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com. That's cbcconstruction.com.
Experience a higher level of service. David Adamson Designer Jewelry has been providing you the very best of fine jewelry and repair in Lynn Haven for over 32 years. David has added Amber Anderson and Russ Clare, names you've known and trusted in PCB for years with your fine jewelry and watch needs. Find that one-of-a-kind engagement ring, that special anniversary gift, or something colorful just for you. Amber and Russ will find it or build it for you, serving Bay County and beyond in Lynn Haven at the corner of Ohio Avenue and 9th. David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
Get ready to connect. ESPN Northwest Florida is thrilled to introduce the newest rock stars to the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome to the Beach Chamber. Elix Solaire, Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric, Illumin, Pine and Palm Interiors, Intersection Events, Shoreline Cabinets, The Kraken, and Zoo World Zoological.
We're here to champion your success and connect you with this amazing community.
Congratulations from ESPN Northwest Florida
and the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce, reaching Bay County and beyond.
Mr. Rogers said, look for the helpers. You can always find people who are helping. Thank you to all the first responders who put their lives in danger to help us when my brothers and sisters and mom and dad and grandpa and grandma need them.
Thank you, first responders.
This is what I signed up for as a first responder. I am constantly worried about being exposed to this virus and potentially bringing it back to my home and my family. I'm going to continue going to work day in and day out and providing help to those that need it.
We look out for the helpers because they look out for us. Thank you, first responders. Thank you, first responders. Thank you, first responders. Love you.
Be safe, look after yourself, and look after one another. Thanks.
Learn how you can help first responders in your community by texting BRAVE to 24365.
GSX Lynn Haven WFLQ Port St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida. And now, the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host.
Hey, there's the new guy.
Paul Wilson.
I'm sick and tired of carrying all the weight.
Paul is your pipeline to the heart of the action. Hot takes, big reactions, and your calls are incoming.
The product on the field is pathetic.
The Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
know the sound. You know what time it is. It's 4 o'clock on a Monday here at the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. We're so glad that you chose to start your week with us here at 104.3 ESPN, and we're excited about it. As always on Monday, we got Mr. Mississippi State in the building. Brian Haddad. How you doing, Brian?
Good. It's funny. We don't usually highlight that because they're usually 0-3 by now, but I'll take it. 3-0, baby.
Yes, sir. And then we've got LSU Jeff in the house, who is also 3-0.
Yep.
That's right. A little
as
more.
long as I'm LSU and not Saints.
To be fair, his 3-0 is a little better than mine.
Yeah, that's right. And as always, in the glass bubble. Oh, man, we got to talk about it. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but Bone Crusher, the resident Atlanta fan and Georgia fan, so he's in the building. How you doing, Bone?
Great weekend for the Dogs and the Falcons and the Ramblin' Wreck.
Oh, yeah. That's
Georgia
true.
Tech, too.
Georgia Tech, that's right. And we've got another person in the seat. I don't know really how to introduce him, but I think Jeff brought a little prop for us today to show us what he thinks about.
It's a video of my bank account.
What he thinks about LSU, and there's 0 losses on the season. So Mr. Gold Zero is going to be sitting in with us for the rest of the day. So pretty exciting about that.
Or it could be how many wins the Saints have.
It could very well be. That's exciting. But, Brian, we got to talk about it. We got to, because we don't ever get to. The Mississippi State Bulldogs, 3-0, 63-0 over Alcorn State over the weekend. And, Jeff Levy over there doing some good job.
Well, let's not get a little out of hand here. And, I'm sure everybody's yelling at their radio now. We're not going a whole segment on Mississippi State, but let's face it.
That's right.
Steve McNair is not at Alcorn State anymore.
No,
this was somewhat of a fait accompli. It was what it was. Hey, I take the victory. It's great. Got Northern Illinois this weekend, which isn't as much of a pushover as people think, but... hopefully through that, because then it goes 8 straight SEC games after that. But hey,
so
they've already won as many as I thought they'd win the whole year. So I'm good.
They're there.
I'm happy.
Really? You had them at 3-9?
I had them at 3-9, but with 1 SEC win. So we'll see.
So after Northern Illinois, they're at home against the Volunteers.
Oh, yes.
That'll be a big...
I would love doing that
Oh,
game.
you would love it. He's like salivating.
Oh, man.
Tennessee Brandon's like, what? Come on.
No possible way on that one.
Yeah, well, he thought he had Georgia, too. Because when they went up 21-7, I was like, oh, look at Tennessee.
Yeah, but that's been their MO this year.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it, every game they started fast, and then they kind of faltered at the end, almost against Syracuse at the beginning of the year.
Do you feel for the Volunteers?
No, I think they're just fine. I think they're fine. I think they'll be fine because they can score. They can run. They can throw. All of that. So
I was in the weirdest position during that game because a buddy of mine was sitting across from me, and he's a huge Georgia fan. And me being me, I wanted to troll him incessantly.
Oh, yeah.
That being said, I can't pull for Tennessee. I just can't do it. So I really didn't know where to go during that game because I really wanted bad things to happen to both. And it just, it worked out probably better that Georgia ended up winning. But
so I don't think of State fans as really being.
I grew up an Alabama fan.
You grew. Oh, okay.
That's where the Tennessee hatred comes from.
Okay, that's where Tennessee hatred comes from.
Now, that's the final Sam in kindergarten.
But But is Tennessee like the most hated by you?
It's different. Paul and I have talked about this before. You grow up in the state of Alabama, and you choose sides, obviously.
Yeah.
But the Auburn thing to me, and to most people that I know, it's intense, but it's bragging rights and ribbing your buddies.
Oh, yeah.
The Tennessee thing
is your cousin.
The Tennessee thing is real hate.
Yeah.
The
orange is real.
It's a big deal. Yeah, it's a big deal.
I think I'm barred from wearing orange up in here.
Yeah. I couldn't have but one, and then we come here.
Feel a fever.
Yeah, it's just like sickening. I got orange here, and orange here, and I'm like getting all claustrophobic up in here. Well, we do have someone on the Red 70s phone line, Matt in Panama City, Georgia fan. What you got, Matt?
Yeah, I just read earlier today that this weekend was the first time that all 7 FBS and FCS schools in the state of Georgia won on the same weekend.
Hey, there you go.
Wow. Georgia Southern, Georgia State. Wow. All that.
Yeah, all 7 of them, which I didn't know there were 7, but I guess without thinking about it.
Yeah.
So Matt, were you like freaking out like some of the people that I was talking to in the beginning of the game with Tennessee? Were you like, oh no, we can't get down too much? Gunnar Stockton's probably not going to be able to bring us back if we get too far in the hole.
No. If you look back, over the last 6-7 years with them, that's kind of been the story. They jump out to a lead, and then we pull ahead late. And we got the lead late, but we couldn't keep it. That's really when I got nervous, is when we started kicking field goals instead of scoring touchdowns.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. It just seemed like, I don't know, there was just this confidence. It just seemed like it was Tennessee's to lose, but Georgia just seemed like they had it the whole time. Just after they got into the fourth quarter, it just seemed like, I don't know if it was because we hadn't really seen Aguilar that much, and he does kind of looked a little confused at times, so I'm sure Kirby was dialing up some different coverages, but that's kind of what I was seeing. Was that what you were seeing?
Yeah, I also felt like we didn't we just didn't commit to the run. We came out in the third quarter, ran, I think it was like 11 of 12 plays were on the ground, and scored a touchdown, and then went, a couple of 3-and-outs where we got in bad situations, got behind the chains on second and third down, and were forced to throw. And I think we're going to have to be a ground and pound team and just really beat you down and win fourth quarter games.
Yeah, it's a different feel. I don't think, because obviously we've talked about it here on the show, Gunnar Stockton, as good as he's been, I don't think he's going to wow you with his arm talent or anything like that, but I think he's got the ability to get outside the pocket, make some plays, be a little dangerous, go ahead and, get that first down, diving across the line, that kind of stuff. But I do believe that you're right. I think this Georgia team is going to be one of the, they're going to have to run the ball, play good, solid defense, and, hopefully they'll be able to make some plays going forward.
Yeah, I agree. I really like that they're kind of still, I know it's hard to say under the radar, but nationally speaking, they are kind of flying under the radar.
Yeah.
And no one's really talking about them being there at the end. And I think that's when Kirby does some of his best work.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Kirby loves, don't forget where he's from, the Nick Saban tree on that. He loves to be the underdog. He loves to not be talked about. He loves all the hype that Ohio State and all of those guys are getting. And, I agree with you. We're going to go here in just a second. You got anything else you want to say before we get off here?
No, thanks for covering the sports for us around the Panhandle and even the high school sports. I love hearing that, and you guys keep doing a great job.
All right, my friend. Well, we appreciate it, man. And you don't hear me. You won't hear me saying it very often, but this past weekend it was a definitely go Dogs kind of weekend.
Absolutely, go Dogs.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much.
So
all right, buddy.
I figured out what the 7th team was in Georgia because they must have moved up to 1AA.
I knew something was going on. You had this look about you.
I was like, wait a minute. I know Mercer and I know Valdosta, in addition to Georgia State and Georgia Southern, that I said. And of course, there's Tech and in Georgia. It's West Georgia. Wait a minute, let me look at Wolves.
The Wolves. Oh, yeah.
They moved up. That. They moved up to 1AA. I didn't even know that. There's so many teams that are moving up. It's hard to even keep track of,
So we do have some Facebook comments on here that we need to read as well. Jeff Christopher Hobby says, we've got a beef now with the whole 0 there. He didn't like that too much. And he said that Georgia is probably the best team again. And Christopher Multiconte wants Jeff to say Miami is the best team in the country right now. And so I don't know if you're going to say that or not.
They hopped into 4th.
Yeah,
because Oregon fell to 6.
They fell to 6, yes.
And then, so it was Miami and Georgia just moved up 1. And that was a little surprising to me. I was shocked that Oregon could drop 2 spots.
Well, it's the fact that they have USF as being a good team. They thought that they were a good team, and beating them like they did, that's really why.
And then Georgia beating Tennessee barely.
Right. And that's
let's be honest, it was an overtime game. This game could have gone the other way.
Yeah. Well, also, he wants to say real quick, Georgia, Ohio State, Miami is all great, and then he put LSU fourth. Yeah. So
I'll take it. I'll take it. If I'm in the top 5, I'm a happy person with my team. But the thing is that, we got Southeastern Louisiana, and then we go at Ole Miss. We get that. I'll be sitting a very, very, very happy person.
Yeah.
And there's nothing against Ole Miss because my daughter goes to school there.
Right.
But, they're on our schedule. They're on our way.
He'll be buying more balloons.
How do you feel?
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, nobody's perfect.
he'll be bringing more balloons. I mean, gosh, we're going to have to find somebody to sponsor our show if you're going to be bringing all these balloons.
I'm Party City, but, anybody that does balloons, just send them. It'd be bad if I come in here with a 1. It's like,
Well, that's what y'all shirts are saying, 1-0.
You know what? I will give a shout out to that Hurricanes guy. They took care of South Florida and took care of them early.
Yep.
And that was big and key because nobody had any doubt once they jumped up on them like that.
But when we talked to Joe earlier in the year before the year started, he said Beck was throwing the ball better than he had seen in a long time. Yeah. Bernie Kosar type throws.
Yeah.
And I trust that guy. I think he knows what he's talking about.
So do you remember what I said on Friday about the Gators' biggest enemy?
Turnovers.
I said it wasn't LSU. I said it was the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes could be the downfall of the Gators this year. All they have to do is just beat South Florida, which they did, and guess who the Gators play this week? They play the Hurricanes. So they will be burying Billy Napier. He'll be 1-3, and on Sunday, I don't even think they'll wait till Monday. I think it'll be Sunday if the Hurricanes win. So that's, I don't want to say the good news for the Hurricane fans because I'm not sure. I'm sure they hate him, and they would love to eliminate their coach like that,
Well, something that happened on that Miami USF, Brian, was the fact that the phenomenal so far this year, Byron Brown, 7 carries, 2 yards.
Yes.
That's the big thing. Yep. That's the big picture. We're looking at the numbers of Carson Beck. We're looking at what that Miami offense is doing. But slowly but surely, that Miami defense is looking pretty good.
They are. And look, when you have a team that's kind of a little bit under the radar to start the season, they can catch you a little off guard. You haven't seen necessarily exactly what they do. You don't have the same edge in your preparation. They get past Boise, okay, well, maybe Boise wasn't that great. They get past Florida, it's like, okay. And we talked about it going in last week. They're not going to surprise Miami.
Yeah.
Not now.
Yeah.
No.
And I guarantee you as a defensive coordinator, you see more things when they go up against better talent too.
Yeah.
Because it's more equatable to what you're going to bring. So you have a better sense of how to game plan for them than if they were playing West Georgia or somebody like that, because you can get away with certain things maybe against lesser talent. So they not only had 2 games of tape, but they had 2 games of tape against top 25 teams. And I think that was gold for Miami's defensive coordinators to prepare for. Miami's got a good ball team. I'm still not sure they're sound enough to make a deep run, but they're certainly well positioned to be a playoff team for sure. But I'm a little surprised by how well Carson Beck has bounced back, because you never, ever know how anybody, I don't care if it's baseball pitcher, football quarterback, you're dealing with elbow injuries. It's tricky. He looks like he hasn't missed a beat, and he looks like he's settled in at Miami really well. So Miami has the same problem Penn State has, Florida has had. It's every now and then their head coaches find a way to coach themselves out of a win in a tight ball game. Cristobal has done that with some questionable decisions and clock management. Napier has certainly done that before. James Franklin is famous for it. So we'll have to see once they get in one of these really tight games here if Cristobal can kind of get out of his own way. We'll see.
And it's so interesting though. We've been doing this for years where we look at NFL quarterbacks and they change a team and we're like, okay, well, how's Rodgers going to fit the Jets? How's he going to fit the Steelers? NFL quarterbacks change teams all the time. Now we got college quarterbacks doing it. And we're like, how's Carson Beck going to be with Miami as opposed to Georgia?
Right.
So now we're like, how's this fit going to go? And now we see Nico at UCLA.
Yeah, but then you got him, and then you got the DJ Uiagalelei mishap last year, and then you've got these other quarterbacks that have moved on, and they look okay, or they fit. And the thing is, that's one of the biggest things about the NFL is that they may call it something different, but everybody runs a lot of the same set stuff, and they know, and they're smart. And I think that too has a big part to play with Carson Beck. You know, this is not a spring chicken. He's been he's been playing college football for a pretty good while now.
Big time college football.
Yeah, and that's the difference. And
he's not coming from a mid-major to Miami.
Right.
He's coming from Georgia to Miami. If anything, he's taking a minor step down.
Yes.
You know, and well, I mean, it's a step down. I mean, it is. They're not the same programs. So
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. And that's the key. I mean, you have to be able to fit into what they're doing, but also you've got to be willing as a team, and I believe Miami's probably done this, is that you've got to be able to kind of set your team up based off of his skill set and what he brings to the table. Yeah. And I think that's where they're doing really good. Cristobal being an older offensive line type style coach, he understands the fact that we've got to have pretty much like what Mike Bobo's running at Georgia is the same kind of deal where they just swapped him and brought him over. We're going to have the little bit of the old school. It's more of a pro set style set, and Carson Beck really does good. Don't forget, guys, because Carson Beck last year coming into the season, he was one of the top quarterbacks that everybody was talking about, Heisman and first-round draft pick. You know, that's what they were talking. Yeah. And don't forget, last year against Alabama, they jumped out at home against Georgia. And, I mean, he looked horrible in the first half, but then he'd come and look like lights out in the second half.
Yeah, every Georgia fan is yelling at their radio right now for you talking about, you know, doing something like Bobo. But Bobo is great about halftime adjustments. But where he makes Georgia fans lose years off of their life is he comes out so conservatively in the first half all the time. That's where I got worried because I knew it would be tight in the first half with Tennessee. I had no clue Tennessee would be able to move the ball on Georgia's defense the way that they did through that game. And I know Georgia fans I was talking to were scared for that reason because they're always so conservative in the first half. You dig yourself a hole, you're in real trouble. We saw against Alabama, they just almost ran out of time. They actually did take the lead, and then Ryan Williams hit them big. But, Mike Bobo has caused many Georgia fans to lose years on their life.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that we got to go to Facebook to look at some of these because, Brian, every time I get hammered, every time Jeff gets hammered, now it's your turn to get hammered.
Oh, no. That's fine.
Somebody said, get this old homer out of here.
All right.
Step down,
gotta
Georgia.
Be somebody I know.
Georgia, when Miami has a much richer championship history. So.
No. All right. If you want to go back to the 80s, that's fair. But if we're talking about in the last, let's say, the time that Carson Beck's been in the league, I do think Miami's a slight step down from Georgia. I just think it is.
Obviously.
I don't think that's controversial.
But a year ago, if you had told me that Miami Hurricanes quarterbacks would be possibly back-to-back years the first quarterback to go, and Cam Ward and maybe Carson Beck this upcoming year, I would have said you're freaking out of your mind. This ain't 1987.
I'll be honest with you. The guy who I wanted to replace Saban one day was Mario Cristobal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I haven't loved that early call so much, with some things that he's done. But, no, that was the guy I always had targeted when he was out at Oregon. I always thought this was the guy I wanted to replace Nick Saban. I love the way he recruited. I like the way he coached. And, whatever. He's a good guy. Miami's in a good spot. I just don't think it's controversial to say they're not quite at Georgia right now.
Right. And the thing is that
by the end of the year, they may be.
They may be, but you can't say that they're playing the level of competition either. Cause,
that's what I mean.
Yeah, that's what
it's the same program.
Yeah, it's not the same.
That's fine.
The ACC, although the ACC is very good this year, I've been a ACC hater for the most part of this time, but they have really showed me that the ACC, they're going to have their two teams in there, and guess what? It's not going to be Clemson. How about that?
I would say to the poster, whoever sent that, he's probably right, but I'm going to say 20 things dumber than that over the next hour and a half. So just wait for them.
We make so many, I don't want educated guesses, we'll say. Okay?
Yeah.
And we have opinions. They're opinions. They aren't facts.
That's right.
But we will fail, We will do pick 'em, and we will go, out of 16 games, we will go 11-5 or 10-6.
I'd love to be wrong, because that'll mean the U is back.
That's right. Yeah, and it's good for football.
And look, I've never cheered for them, but football is fun when the U is involved. It just is.
And the thing is let's, I'll use Corso real quick. Not so fast, my friend. Mm-hmm. He comes back and he says, you know what? I don't mind Brian as much. I still hate Jeff.
You know what? He's very consistent.
That's right. Well, we're going to go ahead and take our first break. And when we come back, we're going to dive some more into this college football season, as well as a little bit of switching up on the Major League Baseball side. You're listening to the Sports Blitz at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Reach out and smack someone. Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 17 studio line. Are you sick of the old sports talk? The vanilla opinions? The polite debates? The hosts who are afraid to say what they really think? So are we. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is bringing the house. It's the new Sports Blitz.
Weekdays, 4 to 6.
We're starting arguments, not conversations. The Sports Blitz.
ESPN Northwest Florida. This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Monday afternoon. The rest of the day, mostly sunshine and an 87 with a light breeze around 7 miles per hour out of the south. For tonight, clear skies with a light breeze at a low near 70. Tomorrow, a wind out of the east-southeast 5 to 10 miles per hour, sunny and a high around 87. For Wednesday, sunshine and a high of 86. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. No, you see, you get $150 in bonus bets after your first $5 bet hits.
Did somebody say hit?
Whoa, Ray Lewis? We were just saying if your bet hits.
Huh? You know I love a good form tackle.
We know, Ray. We know. Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 and up and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Bringing you the world's #1 auto brand is a lot of fun. Camrys and Tacomas, Land Cruisers and Grand Highlanders. Toyotas are just built to be better.
And that's exactly how we built Panama City Toyota, to give you a better experience.
Where your needs always come first. Where you can relax with a great cup of coffee or browse the Heritage Collection. While we help you add the perfect vehicle to your collection. Come see us today at Panama City Toyota.
You found us inside the CBC Construction Studios, ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the new Sports Blitz. Call in with your questions, hot takes, and rants at 850-215-6290. The Sports Talk Monster.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We're so thankful that you're listening to us here on this Monday. It's been an awesome time so far. We've been having a lot of laughs and a lot of comments on Facebook. You know, if you want to, you can go on Facebook, you can comment, you can share, you can like. You can even dislike, I think, now. But either way, we want you to comment or do anything like that. You can also check us out on YouTube. And obviously, you can listen to us on the Ray Didio. So we're excited. We've been talking a lot about college football. We will talk more about college football coming up here in just a moment. But real quick, before the next break, I wanted to get in some of this baseball talk. We've got to talk about it. About 15 games left. We've been talking about this wild card. It's heating up. We've got all of these teams vying for that last spot. You got some teams are swapping, which is crazy. You got to tell me the Mariners have overtaken, I know we talked about it on Friday, but the Mariners have overtaken the Houston Astros, and now the Rangers are 2 games back from the Astros. The Mariners 9-1 over the last 10 games, 9 straight games. Now, Brian, I remember you said last Monday that it's not a surprise that they were struggling, but they just turned it around, like completely.
Yeah, and look, when you got a team with that many bats,
yes,
all of a sudden you start hitting the ball, and it's scary because they've got crazy power. I mean, they already had crazy power, and then you brought in Suarez at the deadline, and when he's only hit, 44, 45 this year. I mean, they're always a team that if they catch fire with a bat, it was kind of what we've said about the Yankees the last couple of years too, but we'll have to see. I mean, look, as a Yankees fan, if the gods could find a way to where the Red Sox and the Astros, the Trastros, if you will, both find their way out of the playoffs, I would be thrilled. But, we'll have to see. I mean, right now, the team to watch is the Guardians. Good Lord.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that yes, the Mariners we thought were certainly in play for the wild card. We weren't talking about the Guardians a week ago.
No, absolutely not.
And the fact that they've gone 9-1 over their last 10, they've put themselves in contention for that last wild card spot as well. So it's going to be something.
Yeah. They're on a 4-game streak.
Yeah, and that's, how it goes, man. It always matters who gets hot right here at the end, and then they'll take it into, and you can't say, oh, we're just playing to get into the playoffs. These teams get hot like this, and we've seen it time after time. They take that first step, get into playoffs, and next thing you know, they're booting that seed out.
But the Guardians are just winning games. They're not blowing teams out. Let me tell you what run differential these two teams have. The Rangers are plus 94 in run differential this year. Plus 94. That's huge.
Yeah.
The Guardians, negative 31.
Yeah. The craziest stat of all in the American League, the Tampa Bay Rays are 3 games under 500, but they're plus 49 in run differential.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's what you look at because that determines winning ball games. I mean, you can do all this stuff during the year, but if you're not scoring the runs and your pitching isn't that good, you got big trouble on your hands.
It's the Ricky Bobby theory. If you ain't first, you're last. They don't care. I mean, if we're going to lose 15-1. They don't care.
Yeah, well,
but it's an interesting thing because to me, the Blue Jays are locked up. The Tigers, to me, are locked up, certainly for playoffs. I'll be honest. Outside of that, everybody's in play.
Yeah.
Everybody's in play. I'm not sold the Yankees are locked in yet.
Are you sold on the American League teams as a whole that are going to the playoffs more than the National League?
I like the Tigers, but Skubal getting a little banged up is a little worrisome to me because he's that ace and the confidence builder. Yeah. So the Blue Jays, I love the way they hit the ball. I mean, we talk about it every week. The Blue Jays have half of the players in Major League Baseball hitting 300.
Wow.
They're but they don't. I'm not as sold on their pitching staff in the playoffs. Now, I'm one of these old guard baseball guys who think it's all about pitching staff. Lately, it's been a lot more about the bats. Even in college baseball, I used to believe it was pitchers get hot, you make a run at Omaha. It's more bats now. It really is. Yeah. So we'll have to see how it goes, but I'm not as sold on the top end of the American League as I am probably what I think about the National League.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
I would have thought the opposite.
No, I agree with him on that too. And when you look at what the Astros have, they really can write their own check here because they play the Rangers for 3 games and then they go and play the Mariners the next 3 games.
Yeah.
So there you go. You win 7 out of those, well, there's only 6, but if you win 4 out of those 6, you're probably in. Like that's how close we're looking here.
If you're asking me who I believe the class of the American League is, I mean, it's not going out on a limb. I do think it's the Tigers. I'm just a little worried with Skubal. I need to see how he's going to come back from this.
Yeah, because if your ace has trouble, that puts more pressure on your bullpen. It puts more pressure on your other starters because you want to be able to say when you come into a series, we know we're going to get game 1 or whatever game he's pitching. And that's where you kind of have that mentality of, we're going to win that one. All we've got to do is win 2 more or whatever the series is.
So you can be biased, and I'm going to throw it back on him after I ask you the question. So you got the Tigers, you got the Blue Jays. The third best team, is it the Mariners or is it the Yankees?
I mean,
in the American League.
I think it's the Yankees, and the reason why is because they've been there all year, and they've showed what they can do when they do put it together.
And the Mariners are hot.
I think, I would be tempted to take the Mariners just because of how hot they are. I will say I would give a slight edge to the Yankees, not so much because I'm a Yankees fan, but because they were there a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
I do think experience matters in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's the key. And you've got a lot of, you still have, I don't think he's at Schoolball's level this year, but Max Fried, don't forget, he's a stud. And, he's a definite day one starter. Yeah. He's an ace. So, he gives them that deal. And then you got Rondon, how good he's been at times. And then, the bullpen, there's a lot of veterans on that bullpen that's seen big-time baseball, from last year's run to the years before. So really, when you look at the Yankees, they're established. They have it. And when they do put it all together, the one key factor of bringing Bellinger there, Goldschmidt hadn't really worked out as much, but the two players this year that I think, Rice, and then with the resurgence of Giancarlo Stanton, I just think he really has been, that power source when Judge was going through his injury, and then when Judge was having trouble coming back.
Look, I can't stand Stanton. I just can't. He's been called the whiffer. I think that's right. I don't like how much he strikes out. That being said, he was the best player for the Yankees in the playoffs last year. He was. So I'll just hold my nose and hope, but I'm not a Stanton fan. I think Rice has been a revelation. I think the Yankees have a lot of answers in the offseason. They got to figure out a couple more pitchers, and they got to figure out what's going on with Volpe, because I think it's over. Yeah. I'm ready to move on. And I never thought that. I really thought he was going to be something special. I didn't think he was going to be the second coming of Jeter like some people did, but I'm not sold. I'm not sold on Volpe.
No, and that's the key. That's the biggest thing about it is, what do you do with him? Because probably doesn't have a lot of trade value at all, and you're going to send him down.
No, he's still young. There's a possibility there, but he's not going to draw you a huge return. But they don't need to. The Yankees have money. They don't need to draw a huge return on these guys.
No, I think so. And then when you look over, we'll switch it over. Well, let's talk about this real quick. Kyle Riley, just having a monster year. Hit number 54 over the weekend. I think he's going to get it. I think y'all both picked him to lead in home runs, right?
I think we both thought he'd be right at 61, 62.
Yeah.
One of us picked 61. The other one picked 60. I don't think we did 62.
No, it's going to be tough to get there. 15 games left.
6 and 15. That's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. And
the thing is, he's going to play every game because they're in a dogfight. It's not like they're going to sit him.
No. Then you got Judge at 48. I don't think he's going to catch him.
No, but he'll get to 50, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he'll hit 50.
Absolutely.
And then you got the Mets. They're a game and a half ahead of the Giants.
The Mets are trying to Met again.
They went 1-9. They were atrocious over the last 10 games. That's the key. We've talked about it. You want to lose yourself, you want to take yourself right out of the playoff contention, you go 1-9, something like that. They just need to go 500. That's all they've got to do. And I said earlier, 15 games left. I think it's 12 games left.
Yeah.
And so we're still stuck. We talked about it.
Well, we talked about it, and we talked about the Giants making a run at them, but be careful now. Look who's lurking, as they do every year at the end of the season. The Diamondbacks are a half game behind the Giants.
Yes.
That is a scary, scary ball team. So it's crazy. I thought all year 3 would come out of the West, and it looks like that could be the case again.
So you see their record?
But
it's 75 and 75. They're a 50% team.
But again, they're in the
playoff
But
race.
they're in the NL West.
Yeah,
That's
a tough division.
Yeah, it's a very
Padres
tough
are
division.
good. Yeah.
The one thing I will say, and I know the Brewers have the best record in baseball, and they were on an incredible run a couple weeks ago. The best team in baseball is in Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. That is the team I want no part of for the rest of the year. Plus, they know how to get it done in the playoffs. That is a scary, scary ball team, and to me, they're the favorite from here.
Yeah, and they've got pitching, they've got hitting. Yeah. They've got the full package. That's, but just looking at it, just don't sleep on those Padres. To me,
it's a good ball team.
They're just good, and they've got guys that can win you games.
Everybody's looking past the Dodgers because they aren't,
Dodgering
110 and 50 right now. Because everybody knows their roster. They're still leading the NL West. They're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to make a run. There's something about this Phillies team this year. I can't put my finger on it, but they're not missing a beat.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Baseball
I really do. I think that's going to be a curious thing. I know that our Facebook play is just going crazy. And guys, just so you know, we are going to get on after this break. We're going to get on UF and LSU. I know everybody's wanting to talk about it.
I know Jeff wants to talk about it.
It's blowing up. So what we're going to do right here is we're going to go ahead and take our break. And what we're going to do is we're adding a 5 minutes to talk University of Florida and LSU, just for the fans, just for the listeners, because Jeff brought his balloon. We're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for the NFL.
Touchdown, Denver!
We bring you the biggest games every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night.
Oh, he's got the first down!
Plus, we'll broadcast more college football games than ever before.
He did what?
Live NFL and college football play here.
Unbelievable!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Got a scratch, dent, or full-blown wreck? Bring it to Recommended Collision Center in Panama City. From small scratches to all-over paint jobs, from fender benders to major collisions, it's Recommended Collision Center. They work with all insurance companies and offer customer pay options too. A family-owned collision center that takes pride in top-quality repairs, friendly service, quick drop-offs, and a fast turnaround. So when life throws you a wreck, they'll help you get amended. Recommended Collision Center, 1329 Jinx Avenue, Panama City.
Hi folks, it's Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. Did you know that we do more than just sell some of the finest jewelry in town? We can engrave on your wedding band, locket, Yeti cup, or almost anything. Need your watch battery changed? We can do that too. Our expert will even evaluate your coin collection. And of course, we always pay top dollar for your old gold and silver jewelry. See, there's a lot more to Tracy's Fine Jewelry than a lot of pretty sparkly things. Come and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
The Kings of the Swamp. Falls loose at the 38. Gators got it. Wow.
Join Sean Kelly and the rest of the broadcast team as they bring you Gator football all season long.
Quick race down the near sideline. 20, 15, 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Gators.
On your home for Florida football, the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
The Florida Gators play here. Listen to select games on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Now, we're live and local inside the CBC Construction Studios. This is the Sports Blitz, where we don't have guests. We have punching bags. The Sports Blitz. On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget you can call in, you can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We're pumped up. We're excited. We got finished with our wild card talk a little bit early because this is a show that gives the people what they want. Give the people what they want. You got an LSU fan sitting here. You got an Alabama fan sitting here. You got a Mississippi State fan sitting here. And we all watched the University of Florida lose to the Louisiana State University Tigers on TV, and we want to talk about it, and so do you. And I'm just telling you, I think without a doubt in my mind that there's some things that need to be talked about with this LSU team as well as with the Florida team. Now, Jeff, I'm going to let you go first because, I know you're a fan. You are also, our inside guy for LSU besides Chris Blair. Tell us what made you the maddest over the weekend. Give it to us.
Okay, now, to start off, I don't hate the Gators. They're actually my third favorite SEC team if I were to rank them. Mm-hmm. I don't hate the Gators. But Kirk Herbstreit said this. Honestly, the Florida Gators were the better team from start to finish. What they lacked was simply luck. And the refereeing, well, there were a few questionable calls that threw the Gators off their stride and obviously affected their morale. But congratulations to LSU Tigers on the win.
Wow.
And I'm going to tell you right now, in the first quarter, the Gators got way more calls than LSU did. Now, towards the end, I hate to call them whiners, but there's a lot of Gator fans out there that were whiners and saying that this wasn't a penalty and that wasn't a penalty, but they need to open their eyes and be unbiased. And the officiating actually wasn't that bad in the second half. And especially that where they had the two linemen they were locked in and they were along the sidelines and everything. That was a penalty, and you better look at it again. And if you don't, well, you're lying to you and you're lying to everyone else. And Kirk Herbstreit's wrong. We beat Florida Gators, and it's done and it's over with, and it was a double-digit win, and we were at your goal line at the end, kneeling the ball. And they had a shoving match at the end, and it made me so mad they're having a shoving match at the end.
What did you want them to do?
I wanted them to punch it in and make a 17-point win and shut them up. And I'm not really a vengeful person, but I really didn't like the whole shoving match.
You like Woody Hayes asked why he went for 2 and says because I couldn't go for 3.
That's right. When you look at all of these things, when you're adding all of that, we can't stop and not look at the 5 turnovers. And DJ Lagway throwing into double coverage, sometimes triple coverage, sometimes quadruple coverage. Realistically, when you look at how he was playing, there was some times there that I was just wondering, what was he looking at? And Brian, you brought it up over the break or before we got started today, and that's the key to everything. Tell the people what you're talking about.
I think what we forget when we see a young quarterback with a ton of talent, we all of a sudden ascribe that, they're a finished product, and we don't understand this kid has not really had a full season of starts under him.
Right.
And he was injured during a lot of the summer preparation and wasn't able to do he's still a very young quarterback. Now, he's very talented, okay, and he can do certain things. That can almost be a bad thing because he thinks he can go do things. Mm-hmm. When you play a veteran, experienced secondary and defense like LSU has, very good defense, what you have is, number one, a guy who tries to do too much. 2 of those interceptions were into triple coverage. He was trying to make a big-time hero throw. The other thing that happens is the safeties baited him into at least 2 of those, where they would feint one way. They know as he progresses through his reads, he takes his eyes off of them. They've made their cut. Boom. It's gone. That's what happens to young quarterbacks. And so I think, we got to understand these guys have to go through a couple of times of failing to truly develop.
Yeah.
I think there was so much hype on him and so much. I think maybe a lot of people forget he is still a very young quarterback. And against top-of-the-line defenses, you're going to make mistakes like that. You don't want him to stop trying, but that's where Billy Napier needs to bring him over and just say, okay, what did we see in this situation? Here's what actually happened to you. Here's how we grow from that. Will Billy get to do that? Because I don't know how much longer he's going to be around in Gainesville, but I think there was a little bit too much expectation on Lagway as an overall finished product, a quarterback versus a talented young quarterback.
And that's really where you got to understand when you play in a game like this, televised, national television, everybody in the country's watching it, and then you're trying to do what you got to do. You hope that the coach is going to put you in position to help you with your inability to take over a game like it's a high school game.
That's right, and it's not like this was a shootout. This wasn't Ole Miss, Arkansas, where you had to score every play. Your defense is playing fine. LSU's offense is still, I'm a little wary on them, more than Jeff may be, but I'm a little wary on them. But you're in a close game like that. The hardest thing, I think, to learn as a young quarterback is sometimes throwing the ball away is a good result. And I think he just tried to force a couple of plays that, really put Florida in a bad position because momentum changes. It just changes everything. And again, you don't want to dissuade the guy from trying to make plays when they're there, but he's got to be able to identify, if I'm throwing in a triple coverage, there's probably a less than 10% chance this is going to come off. Maybe I need to just throw this ball away and we move on, play the field position game, and give ourselves a shot the next time because our defense is playing pretty well.
So fourth quarter, Garrett Nussmeier, I think it was 3rd and 27, and he threw an interception, and his reaction made me mad. He acted like he just didn't do it.
Oh, and it looked like that play was so funny because there was a flag on the play.
Yeah.
And it was almost like he thought it was a free play. Look at his mannerism.
It seemed like it.
The way he did it, because I was telling you guys earlier, I actually didn't have the sound going. I figured they were just saying free play because that's exactly what it looked like. I felt the way you did. It looked like he just gave up on it and said it doesn't matter.
I was like, where's your excitement? You have to be invested in the game.
Yeah.
Now, we have an LSU team that scored, the most that they've scored all year is 23 on Louisiana Tech.
Yeah.
You want me to believe in that offense?
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
Yeah.
So let's stop talking about Lagway for Heisman, Nussmeier, probably Sellers now, right? So now we're talking about Gunnar Stockton, Joey Aguilar, and maybe Diego if he gets a couple of big wins for Vanderbilt.
You could be talking Beck.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. As far as SEC goes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so SEC, Diego might be your third best quarterback and might be in the situation, but you're right, though. Carson Beck, I don't even know who else to even throw in.
Well, I'm not willing. Look, this is where I grew up, an Alabama fan. I'm not willing to give up on Ty Simpson just yet either. Well, here's the thing.
The last 2 games.
Their problems against Florida State weren't Ty Simpson.
Nope.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that there's thing. And look, we don't know who's going to develop over the last run of the season. Arch may turn it back around. We have no clue what's going on. I haven't seen it.
No, I don't see it either.
But who knows? This Mateer kid, I don't love the way he processes reads and all, but he's extremely gifted and talented.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, the kid out of A&M is starting to make a little more. Marcel Reed, he's making a little more of a believer out of me than I thought. So
Somebody wanted to tell Jeff, congrats on beating a 1-2 team by 10. That's a good one.
Oh, they weren't 1-2.
You know what? Miami beat a 0-2 Notre Dame. Oh, what's up? Oh, wait, there's a 0 over here.
That's right.
Y'all want the 0? Because that belongs to Notre Dame.
That's it. It's a gold 0, too.
It's a gold 0 for Notre Dame.
That's right. The thing is that everybody's talking about how that even though they had the 5 turnovers, but the lack of scoring by LSU, and I do want to talk about Nussmeier. He's not going to wow you with his arm talent. He's a stable kind of guy outside of that one throw. But realistically, is he one of those guys that when they shut down LSU's run game, if they're able to score on LSU's defense, because let's just, don't get confused on it. When you look at how they're playing defense, they're playing good defense, but with them sometimes triple coverage, that means somebody should be open. Somebody should be open. I mean, there's a one-on-one with a linebacker or there's a one-on-one with a safety somewhere. Somebody should be open. And when they do finally play against a team that's got a quarterback that can see the whole field and not just get locked in on one guy, I don't know where it's at. But when you look at them, do they have the type of offense? Can Garrett Nussmeier bring them back from being down? That's the question, because as the SEC gets deeper, you're going to see the more teams that can score points. And that, to me, for an LSU fan, that's what would scare me the most, is our inability to put points on the board.
But see, that's where Jeff's point about the body language and the way that Nussmeier handled that interception is so important. He doesn't have to go out and beat you by himself.
No.
Not with the team that they have. What he has to be is the captain and a great leader. And that's why, Like, he could just be a manager, if you will, a Stetson Bennett, if you will. That guy who's just going to do the right thing at the right time and not put your team in a bad situation. And I agree with Jeff in that body language bothers me a little bit because I don't really see that out of him. I don't see a guy who commands that team. You don't have to be the crazy athlete. You don't have to have the Joe Burrow swag to necessarily get it done with this team. This team, their defense is going to keep them in every game they play. What you need is a strong leader and a manager who says, guys, we're going to get this done because we're going to put ourselves in the best position to win. And I'm just not seeing that yet out of Nussmeier. I don't know that he doesn't have those qualities. I just haven't seen it yet. He gets that, LSU's scary the rest of the year.
I think Florida had 10 at halftime.
They did. It was 13-10.
Was it 10? Yeah. Okay.
13-10.
So guess who didn't score in the second half?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And guess what? Clemson didn't score in the second half either.
Yeah.
So Louisiana Tech's the only team, and it was a garbage touchdown at the end of the game that didn't matter because it was 23-0. Is LSU second or third best defense in the nation?
They have to be. I mean, at this point, when
Ohio State is pretty dang good.
I think they're good, but I think LSU's different, though. I think LSU's got a little bit of a different.
You know, in a weird way, who they remind me of, as much as I hate bringing this up, they remind me of Tennessee last year. In the way that everybody came into the season thinking, offense. Mm-hmm. They got all this talent, Josh Heupel's system, not so much with Kelly, but it's going to be offense. And Tennessee's defense was what did it for them last year, and LSU's defense is what's doing them for them this year.
I mean, 10-7-10. That's what they've allowed in 3 games, and I'm not saying Louisiana Tech's anything because they aren't anything.
No, but Florida and Clemson have, top 15 talented rosters
were ranked
in the country.
At some point this year.
Well, you can still argue they have top 15 rosters. I don't think that's out of range.
Clemson, yes.
I think Florida's a top 15 roster. I don't think they're a top 10 roster. I think they're a top 15 roster.
I think that they're up there because you got to look at what they've done, too. I mean, realistically, they're not giving up a bunch of touchdowns on defense, and then to have 5 interceptions and not to give up more than 20 points on a seasoned SEC quarterback with athletes all around them, 5 stars and all of that. So, I mean, really, when you look at Florida, did Napier just, put DJ Lagway in the position? I mean, their running back didn't get but 10 carries, and they realistically didn't really try to run the ball. They really did put the ball in DJ's hand, give him his Heisman moment if there was going to be one, and now you're looking at a 5 interception game. You're looking at how do we, all of the questions have been, what about the backup? What about the backup quarterback? What are they going to do? And he come out and said, nope. We're sticking with DJ. He's the best quarterback one of the best quarterbacks in the nation.
If Billy Napier benched DJ Lagway after this game, he should be fired. Lagway's still your guy. And it's exactly what I said. He's going to learn from this. He's better today than he was Saturday because this happened. Because he will learn from this. So, no, he's absolutely your guy because he's the guy who gives you a chance to beat Miami. The thing about it is, it's not like they lose to a South Florida team that nobody thinks they should lose to, and then they go lay an egg on the road. They played really well down there. He made some bad decisions. Maybe some calls put him in bad spots, but either way, Florida was in that game all the way to the end. On the road, in the toughest environment in the country, if you ask me, against a good football team. He absolutely should be the guy who plays against Miami, and they need to put that same kind of effort out there. The question will be, what adjustments are the coordinators and, I guess Billy Napier calls the plays. What is he going to make to maybe help DJ Lagway put himself in a better position and in a position to make better decisions when that stuff comes? Because Miami is not LSU's defense, but their defense isn't bad.
Yeah, they're good.
So, no, but no, anybody who's saying DJ Lagway should be benched is
So is Mertz the backup? Mertz
is gone.
Oh, Mertz is gone, okay.
Yeah, so it's the other
But I've seen too many Gator quarterbacks be like 5-star, come in, everybody's believing him, and they do nothing. Since Tebow.
I just don't believe one 5-interception game is the end of a guy's career. It's not. Certainly not against that defense. The kid, I tell you, he's better today than he was Saturday because of what happened to him.
And everybody keeps questioning, and there's a lot of talk online. is he really healthy? Is he really healthy?
That's an interesting question.
There was something that happened, and I was sitting there watching it, and my wife was sitting there with me, and I told her it was after he had thrown his third interception, and he went out and got, I don't know if he got sacked or if he got hit really hard. And there was an opportunity. It looked like he kind of grabbed his leg a little bit. And I know he had the calf injury. But I told her right then, and this is something for you Florida fans to listen to if you're already throwing DJ away. He had the opportunity right there to quit. I said, if he stays down, I said he's quitting and gives up. But he got back up.
He's tough,
and
kid.
He kept playing. And he didn't ever come out. And he didn't ever try to give up. You got to understand. 19 years old, biggest game of his life at this moment against the toughest environment in the country. I believe that as well. On national TV, everybody's watching it. His coach is on the hot seat who believes in him. For him to continue to play and not in this type of generation that we live that says, hey, let me get in the portal. I'm leaving because things didn't go the way I wanted them to. He gets back up. Throws 2 more interceptions, but he's still in the game.
That's what I was going to say. In a way, I kind of like that he wasn't afraid to go for it after that. He just still made 2 bad decisions. But I do love the kid's toughness. Physical traits you can't deny. I don't think he's weak mentally. I think he's very strong. I just think he's young.
Yeah.
I think every quarterback's gone through it at some point like that where you just run up against a defense you just can't figure out in your mind. But again, I think he had at least 2 or 3 chances on those 5 picks where he had the opportunity to throw the ball away, and he should have.
Yeah, well...
But no young quarterbacks know that until bad things happen.
Yeah.
Because in their mind, throwing it away means you're not giving yourself a chance. No, sometimes it is giving you a chance. You got to play the long game.
Yeah, and a bunch of Florida fans, a bunch of them online, want the Lane train or the Gruden coaching staff to show up in Florida and take this over. I do believe Billy Napier is probably going to be done. Now they've got to salvage these 5 stars that they have. Now they got to salvage DJ Lagway as well. But when we come back, we're going to talk to Steve Barnes from the RebelWalk.com, and we're going to have a blast talking college football. You're listening to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Touchstone Service. The Red 70s studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show.
If you got a swim meet, one guy gets a big lead. It's like he's going to win. The other guy comes up and beats him. He got beat.
And listen, I'm not a Tennessee fan, but like
he got beat.
Won't even let me respond. Because it's going to be some smart aleck answer.
You're right.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9. At 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Monday afternoon. The rest of the day, mostly sunshine and an 87 with a light breeze around 7 miles per hour out of the south. For tonight, clear skies with a light breeze at a low near 70. Tomorrow, a wind out of the east-southeast 5 to 10 miles per hour, sunny and a high around 87. For Wednesday, sunshine and a high of 86. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Saturday, September 27th, come to the grand opening land sale at the ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. That's right. Get 20 to 50 acres in Baldwin County from just $139.9 with excellent financing available. Ranches at Creekside Preserve features private large acreage tracts with beautiful woodlands, rolling meadows, and a peaceful creek, all surrounded by pristine natural beauty and abundant wildlife. It's your opportunity to live in Baldwin County, Alabama, one of the fastest growing coastal counties in the U.S. due to low taxes and a low cost of living. Don't miss out. Come to the grand opening land sale at the ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. Call 877-888-1415 or go to CreeksidePreserveAL.com. That's CreeksidePreserveAL.com.
Want to do something meaningful without overhauling your schedule? Become a big brother or big sister. It's simple. Hang out, listen, be present. Right now, over 300 children in Northwest Florida are waiting for someone like you. Call 850-433-KIDS or visit BeTheBig.org to learn how you can help shape a child's future today.
PLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lumen. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
When the rubber meets the road in must-win contests in January, I think the Chiefs make it, and I think the Chiefs win it, and I think that's the way Kelsey is going to stroll off into the sunset to his wedding day. Chiefs over Lions in Super Bowl 60, and they're going to make 6 and 7 years, and they're going to be a dynastic team we talk about for years to come.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Weekdays 11 and 2 right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Broadcasting from the CBC Construction Studios. They're number one in the men's room.
I hope this place comes with toilet paper.
The Sports Blitz.
Oh, geez, this is going to be a photo finish.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The sound, you know what time it is. It's 5:01 on a Monday. You made it through. You got off work. Now you get to listen to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I got the guys with me here on Monday. Mississippi State coach Brian Haddad. We got Jeff, LSU Jeff, in the building. We got Bone Crusher all excited about his Atlanta teams winning over the weekend. And we got the Gold Zero. The Gold Zero being a lot of different things. The zero for the LSU Tigers. The zero for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. So we got them both. But now we got a treat for you. We got Steve Barnes on the line from rebelwalk.com. Steve, we're having a great time. People are watching. People are listening. How you doing today, my friend?
You know, it's not a bad time when you type about football and get paid for it. It's not bad.
That's right. It's a good gig.
I've got a prop bet for you guys, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you set the over-under on it. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. No matter how many games you listen to this weekend, what is the over-under on the announcer using the phrase, the transfer from?
Oh, man.
God, isn't that the truth?
A lot.
I'll take the over, whatever you pick.
Yeah.
That's about right. Every game you watched this weekend, they brought that up. It was I had to leave and go do some umpiring over the weekend as well, and I listened on the radio, and you would hear it, and they would have their spiel about him. Oh, yeah, he come from New Mexico State, or, oh, he come out of San Diego State, or this, that, and the other. But, Steve, you're exactly right. It doesn't feel great. I'll just be honest with you. I don't love it. How do you feel about it? I don't know if we've ever really talked about that.
Well, I mean, the kids, they deserve the freedom to move, but, I mean, you don't have to mention it every second. And I probably listened to like 3 games, and there was one of them where the quarterback had thrown a pass to a wide receiver, but had gotten a great block from his back. Mm-hmm. And the guy actually said the quarterback, a transfer from, threw to the wide receiver from, but he got a great block from this guy who transferred from. Yeah. That's 3-on-1 play, man.
Yeah, no, that's right. And we're talking with Steve Barnes here from the rebelwalk.com. Now, Steve, I said it last week, and we even talked about it on Monday, but we also, me and the guys talked about it on our Wednesday show as well when we were doing our picks for college football. And I told them, I said, you know what? The ankle injury to Simmons might have been a blessing for the Ole Miss football team. And I said, don't forget the name Trinidad Chambliss. And they looked him up. They saw what he did against Kentucky, come in, did some, game managing, ran the football well, did some things good. Look over and see Lane Kiffin telling Austin Simmons, we're fine, we're moving the ball. Even Coach Kiffin made a statement about it afterwards. But I'm telling you, this Trinidad Chambliss, he's really good.
Well, I told y'all last week, it's a really nice luxury to have a Division II national champion quarterback standing there waiting to go in, and that's what he did. He went in there, and the guy's a winner. He's one of Kiffin said he's got that it factor. Nobody's ever been able to define that, but I tell you what, the kid's got it.
Yeah.
He's going to find a way. And even he ripped his thumb open on his passing hand, and he went over to the sideline and got it glued back together and went back in there. And, I think you told me, Paul, last week, I don't know if the kid can throw it all. He threw for 353. I think he can throw the ball.
Steve, it's funny. First of all, the kid's got a great football name, Trinidad Chambliss. That's just a good football name. But here's
Chambliss.
the thing. But here's what I liked was, and I was bouncing through the games, and I actually got to see. When I came over to that game was right when that happened, when he hurt his thumb. And then they bring Simmons out, and you kind of had to. It was a situation. Obviously, I don't think Kiffin wanted to have to do that. I thought Simmons was probably a little too tough for his own good, and he was limping really significantly after. I mean, look, you needed it as Ole Miss. He did a great job. It's what you expect out of your leader, but did Kiffin say anything today on, are we in the same boat we were in? Did that play make it worse? Where does Simmons stand right now with his ankle?
Well, Kiffin today said he expects him to start this week.
Okay.
So, now, the thing about last week, I don't know if the kid's afraid of needles or what, but how Toradol was not involved in that. But, he threw the 4-yard touchdown pass, and he came off, and he literally fell down on the sideline. He could not put any weight on that ankle. So that's how bad it was. But he still went out there.
That's right.
And your offensive linemen see that. Your defense sees that. And they're thinking, well, if he can go through that, I can go through this.
Right.
Now, I love Lane Kiffin. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love Lane Kiffin. I know what he said about Austin Simmons. But like you said, 21 of 29, 353 yards, 1 touchdown, 15 carries, 62 yards, 2 touchdowns. The kid had a great day. The kid, like you said, he's a national champion. He's a winner. Is he going to take Coach Saban's way of doing this whole Jalen Tua thing? Because how do you I just don't, Steve, I don't see it. Trinidad right now is the hot guy, and when I watch Simmons healthy, he didn't look as good. And I understand, I'm not at all the practices. Lane Kiffin's way more smarter than I am about offense. But are we going to have us a problem of who's the number one and then who's number 1A? Or is it just specifically Simmons our guy no matter what?
There's only going to be a, quote, controversy after the Georgia and Oklahoma games. Mm-hmm. If Ole Miss loses and they start Simmons, then you're going to start hearing some clamoring. Is like, we got Chambliss.
Yeah.
That's going to be it. But this week, I think they're both going to play against Tulane. And I wouldn't be shocked if they almost alternated quarters. Mm-hmm. Just to rest Simmons' ankle a little bit and to let Chambliss get some rhythm, because I don't think you'd put him in for 3 plays. You need to leave him in for a couple of drives, let him get some rhythm, let him get the feel for the game. So that wouldn't shock me. The thing that shocked me last week is A.J. Maddox, the third-string quarterback. I thought he might go in instead of Simmons. But, hey, like you said, Kiffin knows better than I do.
The only way that you can be playing around like that is if Tulane's not in the game in the third quarter.
That's right.
And you sound pretty confident that they're not going to be in the third quarter.
I don't know. Now,
Tulane's
Steve's also been telling us,
the entire time.
Yeah.
Tulane is a good
They're a very good team. Well coached.
But the thing is that if Simmons messes up versus LSU the following week at home, we could be talking about Trinidad.
Well, I think you can say that for any team that LSU plays. Last week, who's the backup to Lagway?
Yeah.
I think a lot of Florida fans were saying, "Hey, put that guy in."
They were.
So
and that's my
LSU's got a good defense.
Yeah, and that's my one worry with Simmons, Steve. I think his leadership qualities are so much further along than his age would dictate. But like they were saying, kid graduated high school at 16. He's already graduated Ole Miss at 19.
Yeah.
For crying out loud. Wow. His leadership qualities are good, but he is a little cavalier with the football, the way we talked about in last segment with Lagway. It's just young quarterbacks have to learn that through failure. Mm-hmm. And you're right, though, when you have, at least you have a good, experienced hand behind him, that if he does get a little bit loose with the football, you can just say, Austin, come over, take a breath. We're going to run him in here. Watch this guy and watch the decision-making process in this. Because Simmons is your guy. He's the guy who gives Ole Miss the best upside. But he's going to make a few young quarterback mistakes, no matter how good a leader he is.
Well, first off, I think Jeff is going to agree with me on this one, since his daughter goes to Ole Miss. How great would it be to have her graduate at 19 so you would not have to write those tuition checks anymore?
Yeah.
But the thing that we've been complimenting Simmons on is also a detriment. He's 19 years old, and he's done this, and he's done this, and he's done this. But guess what? He's 19 years old.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's what have you done for me lately with the fans? You know how it is. I know Lane Kiffin, he is on Facebook and all the other, X and all that stuff, and he talks to the fans and he listens to the fans. But it's like you said, when you have the ability to go out and as long as you're winning, everybody's okay with it. But as soon as you have the hiccup or as soon as one looks worse than the other one, they're going to be calling for the other one. And, that's the juggling act because, Trinidad to me, though, I'm still, going back to looking at the game last week, but also the game against Kentucky, coming in. And obviously, don't get me wrong, Kentucky's not, this hard place to play. But, here you are. They needed him to come in and do exactly what he did. And he didn't just do it. He done it well. He put it out of reach. And then against these teams that have these good defenses, like LSU, like Georgia, like Tennessee, you're going to have to be able to move the ball. And I love it. I understand. I get it. The kid's cerebral. I get all that. But, man, he does seem to have that little bit of, 19-ish in his mind. And, it would not surprise me, I would say, going forward, that if, they run into some trouble or whatever, that Trinidad eventually takes over that job.
Well, what I liked about him last week was, and even Kiffin said this, that once Pittman found out that Chambliss was going in the game, it's like, okay, all we have to do is stop the run. We have to stop lacing. Then you gave up 353 through the air.
Yeah.
So, maybe he's just a pretty good quarterback. In fact, I went back and I watched a tape last week of him at Ferris State last year. I know I left Division II because, golly, he just dominated it. He's not, I wonder what I could do at a higher level.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're seeing it, and that's the thing. The other thing I want to talk about, Steve, is the fact that the defense didn't look too good to me. They seemed lost at times. They seemed like some of the arm tackling just wasn't good. And I'm familiar with Pete Golden being from Alabama, and I've screamed at my television watching some of the calls and some of the ways that they were playing. It looked very familiar. They've got to get something going over there on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, first off, Pete Golden doesn't make tackles. So, yeah, the guys out there have to do it, but I got 2 words for that entire situation. Taylen Green.
He's good.
That guy's he's beyond stud.
Yeah.
And the thing that always, it just got me Saturday night, even when he throws it or he tucks it and runs it, he's so nonchalant with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, okay, here we go. It's like, okay, well, he's what, 6'4", 6'5", 250 or something like that?
Yeah.
And you're going against a 195-pound cornerback? Yeah, I put my money on Taylen.
6'6", 224.
Yeah,
wow.
I put my money on Taylen.
Yeah, he looked good.
I don't think he's going to get many passes deflected at the line of scrimmage.
No.
Yeah, that game was definitely one of those games. Now, you got Georgia, and you got Tennessee, and you got Oklahoma. Out of those 3 games, who scares you the most?
Well, Ole Miss doesn't play Tennessee this year.
Okay, I had them out. Yeah, that's right.
LSU.
At the beginning of the year, I had Ole Miss losing 3, possibly 4, and one of them was Arkansas, so that was out of the way. I had Oklahoma, Georgia. Oh, golly, who else?
LSU, maybe?
Yeah, LSU.
Yeah.
And the other one was Tulane.
That's right.
Ooh, wow. Well, I mean, look at the next 5.
That's a look-ahead game.
The next 5 games, 4 of them are undefeated, and Washington State's trash, and you have a bye before that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, Tulane, look, I think you got to handle up on Tulane. I think you win by 20 easily. Not easily, but, I mean, they could do it, right?
They can. That's just such a well-coached football team, and they have players. That's it. I mean, you know this. I mean, Tulane is the way the Troys and the Southern Misses used to do. They get the guys with the chip on their shoulder who wanted to go to LSU, who wanted to go to bigger schools. And, now and again you catch a good transfer here or there. But Summerall is a beast of a coach. He's going to be coaching a big-time program next year. I'm with Steve. I think he's going to be in Lexington next year. I really do.
Well, I know John pretty well because he was at Troy for 3 years. And basically, I think he went to Troy just to have a head job so he could put on a resume, not knowing that he was going to win 10 games each year and go, win conference championships.
Right.
But it was easier to get the job at Kentucky if you're the coach at Tulane than if you are at Troy.
That's right.
Now, I do think that in about 8 days, you're going to hear his name bannered around Gainesville. And please, John, don't take that job. Do not take that job.
I don't know. They may be gun-shy about picking an up-and-comer out of the state of Louisiana after last time, but we'll have to see.
Well, I mean, they've got a guy waiting to be the interim with Ron Roberts. He's I think they list him as the executive head coach. I'm not exactly sure what that means. But, hey, cool title, I guess, on your business card. So he's ready to get them through the rest of the year. But where does Florida go after that? I had a friend of mine from Gainesville call me and he's like, yeah, we're getting Kiffin. It's a done deal. No, I don't think it's a done deal.
Steve, you know how this goes, though. It's the pendulum swing. It's that this last time they took the chance on the kind of the younger guy stepping into the big time and the Billy Napier. They always overcorrect, and they go for the splash hire. That's why you're hearing Kiffin again, which I don't think Lane Kiffin's leaving. But you're hearing John Gruden. And you're hearing things like this. I think that's what they're going to have to do in their mind with their alumni base. And because last time we went this way, so we're going to go the other way next time. Do I think it's the best choice they could make? Maybe, maybe not. But I think that is the way they're going to go because that's the way these hires always seem to go.
I'll tell you, I think one of the reasons that Kiffin is not going to go there or anywhere else is, I think it was a Sunday night presser. He talked about going to see his son Knox play for Oxford High School. And it was a crosstown rivalry. And in Oxford, that's pretty good with Lafayette County. Yes, Lafayette, not Lafayette.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I know. They just don't pronounce it correctly. But he said, basically, I was on the sideline it was probably the first game he has been to, a high school game that he's been to, that he wasn't scouting. He was there as a dad.
Yeah.
And he said, one of the officials during the timeout came up and said, "Hey, Coach, good luck tomorrow." And a security guard walked up and said, Hey, Coach, good luck tomorrow, and we love having your kid here. He's a good guy.
That's
I think he doesn't want to leave that.
I agree.
So if Florida does pull the trigger, I don't think Scott Strickland, I've known Scott since he was the assistant SID at Auburn when I was at Troy. And I handled all the women's sports and he handled the minor sports, so we ran into each other a lot. I don't think he would go for Gruden. I think what he would do is go to Washington for Jed Fish.
Interesting. Jed's a good coach.
Well, the thing is, the detriment of that is DeBoer came from Washington. Let's face it, that has not turned out so stellar so far.
Not yet.
But Jed Fish has something that DeBoer didn't have. Jed Fish is a graduate of the University of Florida.
I didn't know that.
So I think that'd be that guy. And if Gruden's going somewhere, I would say it was going to be UCLA, but I don't think so. And oh, you're going to love this one there, buddy. I think Dan Mullen is the best choice.
Woo. Oh man, you're gonna get some hate mail coming soon.
Oh, wait a minute. You want a stat? Okay, so he's 3-0 at UNLV right now, right? Okay.
Yes.
Guess how many games Billy Napier has to win to have the equal of what Dan Mullins did percentage-wise at Florida? Guess how many games he's got to win in a row?
Isn't it like 28 or something
28.
Like that?
That's the number. That's crazy.
The crazier thing is this. If you really look at what they did, because everybody's judgment is clouded by the 1 week where Mississippi State was number 1 before they played Alabama in 2013 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
If you really look at the records, not only did Dan Mullen have an equivalent record to Joe Moorhead and Mike Leach, and worse than most years of Jackie Sherrill, but I'm willing to state that he did a significantly better job at Florida than he did at Mississippi State. But it's because of the perceived expectations that throws everything. But
I mean, who remembers that he was there for 9 years?
But I can guarantee you, Gainesville, Florida will burn to the ground if Dan Mullen is hired back to the University of Florida.
Maybe Mullins is a better, I want to say fit. It's not a better fit at UCLA.
He is.
I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah.
And the thing about Mullen has always been he does not like the recruiting game. At Mississippi State, it was perfect for him. He could go get 3 stars and develop them. Can't do that at Florida.
Nope.
Whether rightly or wrongly, you can't do that there. At UCLA, he can do that. So we'll see.
Now for Virginia Tech, I think that'd be a landing spot for Gruden. First, they're going to have to go after Shane Beamer.
Yeah.
Just to say, hey, come back here and, fix what your daddy built. But, I talked to Terry Bowden once. I'm like, would you like to be the coach at Florida State? He goes, no. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'd never live up to that.
Yeah.
So I think he'd be out. I think they'll go after Sumrall, and I don't think he would go because they know how college system works now. Gruden really doesn't, and Virginia Tech, I saw this the other day, out of all the schools in the ACC, they have the lowest operating budget of any public school in that conference. They're a little ahead of Duke and Wake Forest, I think. But if you don't have the money to get the players, and Blacksburg is not an easy place to recruit to.
No, that's exactly right. Well, we appreciate it, Steve. We're going to have to take our next break, and we will talk to you tomorrow from the rebelwalk.com. Steve Barnes. We'll be right back at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get in the game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For tonight, clear and a low of 69 with a wind 3 to 7 miles per hour out of the north-northeast. Sunshine tomorrow morning, a light breeze and quite warm near 84. Mostly sunny and 87 in the afternoon and evening. 88 and sunshine with a light breeze Wednesday. Thursday, sunshine and a temperature about the same at 90. Sunny Friday with a high around 91. This is your Monday's weather brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey Gator fans, bring your family and friends to Rocket Lanes, home of the Panhandle Gator Club. While you enjoy Gator football watch parties in the sports bar with fellow Gators, your family and friends can enjoy bowling, roller skating, and the many entertaining electronic games. All Gator fans are also welcome to attend the Panhandle Gator Club meetings, 6 p.m. every second Tuesday of the month at the same location. Follow Gator gatherings all year long at panhandlegatorclub.com. Go Gators!
Take your next adventure at an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
Transmitting from the CBC Construction Studio. Now back to the Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Seminoles and welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We're having a blast here, and we always have a blast on Monday when the captain's in the building. PCB Hobby, Todd is in the house. How you doing today, Todd?
Happy Monday, everybody. What's going on?
We're just excited, man.
Oh, yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. I'm a little tired. Because the last week has been crazy. We picked up tons of collections, ended up in Atlanta for Atlanta Collecticon, which was nuts. We were at the eBay booth. We actually helped set their booth up and do all that. So that was crazy. Did streaming. Man, if you haven't caught us on streams lately, it has been just off the chain. The comic book stream's been wild. The coins have been wild. We're fixing to go next weekend to up to Chicago to the Rosemont for a coin convention. So we're going to have new inventory coming back after that. And we just have all kinds of stuff. We have one of our artists, Sajjad Shah, coming down this weekend. So we'll be streaming with him and doing live stuff with him on eBay Live at our PCB Hobby account as well. And I heard the store's been pretty busy too. Mm-hmm. Been buying a lot of stuff. Brian was telling me that we've bought tons of sports cards. We bought tons of sports cards actually this weekend in Atlanta, and tons of TCGs, Pokemon and stuff like that. We even bought a few little comic books and some stuff like that. So it was really good. But we just been busy with all that type of stuff and been going crazy. I did want to put something out there. I haven't put this out there in a while. We are looking again to hire more streamers.
Oh man,
I'm telling you what, it has been tough. We've
got to cover those 3 hours in the day that aren't streaming.
That we aren't streaming, right? So we have tons of streaming to be done. Yeah. Tons of departments. We definitely need to fill our coin streamer position, and then we're looking for a TCG, which is Pokemon, Magic, Lorcana, any of those types of products. We need to fill a spot for that for streaming, and then we would like to bolster up our sports card side and things like that. So we've got some ideas for that and things like that. But anyways, we need people. We need people. Probably need to find somebody in the shipping department again, add to that. Because we're shipping so many packages every day. It's been amazing.
So I was driving by, I think it was Friday night, and I was on Back Beach Road, and I look over at your place, and it's like 8:40 something at night.
Packed.
Yeah.
Slam.
Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, Friday Night Magic.
And I looked over and I said, did they close at 8 or 9? And I was like, ooh. They're
11.
Open.
It was like 11.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have a big following. So Thursday nights we have a big following, and so do we. We have a big following on Friday nights, especially with Friday Night Magic. So lots of stuff going on, lots of great stuff going on, but we need help. So if you've ever wanted to live stream, you are a salesy type person, we need you. Yeah. All you got to do is come in the store and apply. And that's on Back Beach, 11939 Panama City Beach Parkway, next to Florida Linens, and or give us a call, 850-320-8388, and say, look, I'm interested in streaming for you guys, and we can teach you the products. That's not the problem. You got to know how to sell.
And how does the pay go? Because people are going to want to know that kind of thing. Is it like an hourly thing?
Typical. We typically do salary. We do not do commission on streaming positions. We actually just do straight up salary. Here's the beautiful thing about PCB Hobby: we pay for your health care. Healthcare is actually free at our company.
Wow.
It costs us a whole lot of money, but it's worth it, because if you're healthy and doing a good job, that equals we're doing a good job.
Yep.
So just so everybody knows, this is not some rinky-dink, 3 persons in the back project here. This is
right. This is real
big deal. Yeah, we have over 40 employees now, and we have it's near 24/7. Just working, doing stuff.
Now Sharon says new bonus break room. What does that mean?
So basically, we just upgraded our break room. Our break room we don't just give out free health care. We also give you snacks. So you have to use your health care. No,
obesity, line one.
Yeah. So no, we have all kind. We have fruit, fresh fruit every day. We have fresh snacks, drinks, as much as you want. It's all free to the employees. Anybody who comes and visits, we always offer a drink too. And we have upgraded snacks now. Sharon has actually taken that over, and so she's kind of our hospitality consultant in that area. And so we have all kinds of craziness that we hand out for free every day to the employees.
Well,
you can come in, you can even get a lunch meal. We have stuff in the freezer, things like that. We do our best, and with the help of Dr. Sharon, Dr. Cole, and myself and Bill, we are trying to elevate the experience of working for PCB Hobby, because we're trying to attract good people.
Yep.
I mean, we need
key.
good people. I mean, it's never really ended. We need good people.
And a new coffee bar is coming.
New coffee bar's coming. We're getting that built as we speak. And we got tons of great stuff going on.
Well, let me tell you, if you're looking at that sports card position and you want an edge when it comes to the interview process, if you can help Todd's fantasy team, you're going to get the job, because you're off to a rough start this year, boss.
That's what I hear. Let me tell you what that means. That's what I hear, which means I haven't checked fantasy since I drafted, and I wasn't at the draft either.
Here we go.
So if I actually was paying attention to it, I would be number one.
I'm sure.
Everybody knows that. No, I'm just kidding.
I had to get that dig.
Fantasy's rough. Anytime Brian can one-up a guy, which is once every 3 years.
Exactly.
There you go.
First time I've done it.
He'll do that.
Right.
Well, let's talk about a little bit of sports cards real quick, because I got a good question for you. How about, and now the reason why I'm going to say it this way is because, when I'm wrong, these guys tell me, and my wife does too. But when I'm right, nobody tells me, but I do. I'm going to tell myself.
There you go.
I've been saying for the longest time that this could possibly, I never said it was going to happen, but I said it's possible that Daniel Jones, they're calling him Indiana Jones now, up in Indianapolis with the Colts, 2-0, throwing the ball, scoring every single drive. I know it's field goals sometimes, but they're still scoring every single drive in the last 2 ball games. I've heard that his cards are up 50 to 60% just based off of how he's playing in the NFL and how his career has seemingly found a resurgence.
So what's the question?
Do you got Daniel Jones cards for everybody?
We're actually working on it. Because,
we're working on it. So we've had lots of Daniel Jones cards. There's been some heavy collectors of him, actually. You know, there's always a lot of prospecting going on. What you guys don't understand is the sports card industry, a lot of it is about prospecting and about holding on because you never know. I have seen tons of prospects for 8 years do nothing, and then all of a sudden their stuff goes skyrocketing. They hit it finally. They do good finally, and it's great. Now, the question always is it going to stay?
Yeah.
Today, he's won 2 games. Love the hype. Always love the hype in sports cards.
Yeah.
But tomorrow, will he win the 3rd game?
Yep.
Will he win the 4th game? Will he win the 5th game? And that's what it actually comes down to. Take him to the Super Bowl. He wins the Super Bowl. He'll be great for a year. Next year, don't know. It's that fickle in the market. And so all you people out there who had Daniel Jones cards, sell them.
He's right. But there's nothing like even baseball first Bowman prospects.
That's it.
Is not as volatile as week to week NFL quarterbacks.
Wow. Oh my God.
It's crazy. Unbelievable. And I'll give you an example. I want y'all to guess who the hottest card in football this instant is right now.
The hottest football card.
The hardest card to find and the hottest
player
card
or the actual card?
I don't actually know.
Jake Browning.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Because Joe Burrow is now out for 3 months.
Right.
He is the starting quarterback with the best receiver in football. A lot of people will argue.
And again, the Cinderella
and he
story
have much out there.
The Cinderella story every year happens the same way. Someone gets hurt, big boy gets hurt, and backup comes in, and all of a sudden they start winning games, and there's a new invigoration and fire.
But
and if he doesn't have a lot of cards out there, they go.
It's even better.
Nuts.
And that's the thing. And that's exactly what Todd said. It's prospecting. Because most people would say Jake Browning's not the answer.
Right.
But what if he is?
What if he is?
And that's what sells cards.
You know what
if he is?
his famous card's going to be.
I was in love with Joe Burrow for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, it's the luster's been lost. I'm sorry.
Oh, because he went to the Super Bowl, basically.
Todd's fallen out of love with Joe Burrow.
I've fallen out of love with Joe Burrow. He was my boyfriend for the longest time.
He really was.
He was. Ask him. He gone. He gone. I kicked in the curve for a younger model.
So we got to say that Jake Browning's card is not going to be a jersey. They're going to have a Gatorade cup signed Jake Browning card.
You never know. So anyway, so you got to look at it that way that, you know, right now, you know, whoever's hot, sell. You know, that's what you do. Now, so, because here's the thing that blows my mind. We were sitting on a Patrick Mahomes card. Beautiful. I don't know, out of 10. 15 out of 15.
Rookie year autograph. High grade.
$15,000 card all day, every day. The guy's been to won 2 Super Bowls. Proven. Three.
Yeah.
Proven 3 Super Bowls in the last 5 years. Are you kidding me? That card, we still can't sell it for $15,000.
Wow.
Why? But Daniels goes up 50% over 2 games. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Sell Daniels now.
Yeah, that's right.
Because this is where you make your money in this is prospecting. This is where you make your money. You don't make your money on buying the Patrick Mahomes card for $12,000 and then 4 years later it's only $15,000.
That's right.
You make your money by the fluctuations that happen so quickly.
And then you go long on the Mahomes, on the Brady's.
So I'll keep that card in the safe for the next 20 years because guess what? Him and Brady,
they're built in.
They're never going anywhere.
100%.
They're just not. At this point.
Crazy.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's very
smart.
interesting. I love the market though. But coins can be similar. Comic books can be similar. You know, I was thinking about a comic book the other day. There's Amazing Spider-Man number 300. It's the 300th issue that they did, and it was the first Venom. And so that's a character, and it's very, very hot. Everybody always wants it. But if you go on eBay, there's literally 100 at a time to buy. Yet they're still in higher grade $800-900. Mm-hmm. It's expensive, but they produced a gazillion of them.
Yep.
But it doesn't matter. It's just a key, and it's still hot and always going to be hot. And maybe it'll go down $100 or go up $100, but there's not really. It's Patrick Mahomes, really. I mean, they don't fluctuate as much as you'd think they would.
It's the '89 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. It is the most graded card in history. They made millions of them, but it's so iconic, and he's so built in. That card consistently
just at least stays.
Yeah.
And it's like Mantl's. I mean, Mantl's gone, God rest his soul, but in the end, he's not going to mess anything up. It is what it is. They're always just going to keep inching up and get a little better and a little better, and there's great investment cards. And so that's what you got to look at when you do this business. You got to look at what's solid investment and what's fly by night. Not to be mean, but Daniels, bye. See ya.
Yeah.
Whatever we have, hopefully we sell it all.
But I can excite Todd. He talked about all those cards that we bought. One of them that I bought that's in the shop. I don't even know if I've told you this. We have a Tom Brady autograph out of 10.
Nope, I did not know that.
In the shop.
Breaking news.
Breaking. If you want investment, that's the type of thing you should be putting your money into. For investment, for long-term investment. Again, you want to be a flipper. Buy cards like Daniels and other people, Browning, people like that, to sit on, and then when they hit, sell it, and then take that money and buy it.
Mac Jones, perfect example.
Oh,
he was in the dumps 3 weeks ago. You could have got him for next to nothing. Now he's got the start, played all right.
Yeah.
Boom, his stuff's probably up 30-40% right away.
Yeah.
Hit
That's
that.
crazy.
But I love business
long.
like that.
That's right.
To me, I love it when something hits.
Yep.
I mean, it's one of my favorite things. I like money. I love money, but it's fun to see how you can make money in this thing.
J.J. McCarthy up here, and then next week it's like,
and that's how fickle it is.
But we've talked about it ever since you've been coming on the show. When we were over at the old studio, it's like stocks. It's
stocks.
A very similar play.
It is, and that's the funny thing. I mean, again, gold and silver, same type of thing. You watch it; it's the highest it's ever been right now. It's amazing. It's crazy. Will it go back down? Will it stay up? Will it go higher? Will it run? Will it not? Nobody knows. But the good news is that you can make some money off that play. And that's what I love. It's the coming and the going. And I've told people many times in the coin business over the years, I make money when I buy and I make money when I sell. It's the coming and going that makes me money. If nothing's happening, we got a problem.
Yeah.
But come sell something or come buy something, doesn't matter. I'm making money.
There you go.
Well, we're about to have to go, but give us real quick what you got going on this week so that everybody can hear.
I'm going to say one other thing before I say that. I have 4 more minutes because you started late on me.
It was Brian's fault.
I will let you. I will let you cut it short this time.
You can't get anything past an advertiser.
Yeah.
All right.
But we're good. You're fine.
Just real quick.
Bone Crusher's giving me this time.
Yeah. Bone Crusher, you're in trouble. All right, so basically, we have our normal nightly plays. Normal nightly plays on Thursday and Friday night. Lorcana and Pokemon and Magic. And come visit. Your locals, get out there. Let's come start visiting the shop.
Yeah.
It's time. The weather's nice. Get outside, do a little bit of that. Come into the shop, hang out, do your hobbies and stuff like that. Catch us on PCB Hobby on eBay Live. We have 4 streams always going. So we're rocking and rolling all the different products that we carry. And again, if you're local, come visit us. If you need a job, come visit us.
Yep.
Again, I've given you all the keys to the kingdom. Free healthcare, better snacks. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to work for us?
And all of this, everything. You told us how to get a job, get healthcare, retire.
Right.
And have fun.
That's
it. I mean, so those 4 keys.
I mean, come on.
There's nothing better.
There's nothing better than that. So anyways, thank you guys so much for having me again, and we appreciate it. And I will see you next week.
They have women customers, too.
Here we go. Like you said,
it's LSU Jeff. What you going to do?
I always got to get them going. Okay.
I love
we
it.
appreciate it. But
Thanks.
Todd, thank you so much.
Appreciate
And I think we got 2 minutes back, so I'll give you two. I owe you 2 minutes. Bring a pack of cards so we can open them next week.
We'll do that.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, let me add real quick. Donruss football this week.
Ooh.
First 25 downtowns out of the gate. We do have 1-on-1 basketball coming. That's a higher end product. Topps Premier League Soccer. Fanatics just acquired the license for the Premier League, so that'll be a big release. And then it won't release this week, but we're going to try and get some Star Wars Chrome Sapphire.
Ooh, ouch.
High-end stuff.
That's going to be cool.
A lot coming out this week. Tier 1's been selling like crazy. Topps Chrome Boxing selling like crazy. A lot of cool stuff in the shop.
Awesome. That's awesome. Well, when we come back, we're going to discuss a little bit of this Daniel Jones phenomenon. You're listening to the Sports Blitz here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The Red 70s studio line is now open. 850-215-6290. Have you ever wanted to reach out and smack someone?
Sit your ass down and shut up!
The new Sports Blitz. Rants, hot takes, and huge reactions are incoming.
You've got to have a bad game at some point.
Feel the burn.
This is unacceptable at the University of Alabama!
The Red 70s studio line.
This could go 7 games.
850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida. Get in the game.
Saturday, September 27th, come to the grand opening land sale at the ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. That's right. Get 20 to 50 acres in Baldwin County from just $139.9 with excellent financing available. Ranches at Creekside Preserve features private large acreage tracts with beautiful woodlands, rolling meadows, and a peaceful creek, all surrounded by pristine natural beauty and abundant wildlife. It's your opportunity to live in Baldwin County, Alabama, one of the fastest growing coastal counties in the U.S. due to low taxes and a low cost of living. Don't miss out. Come to the grand opening land sale at the ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. Call 877-888-1415 or go to creeksidepreserveal.com. That's creeksidepreserveal.com.
Want to do something meaningful without overhauling your schedule? Become a big brother or big sister. It's simple. Hang out, listen, be present. Right now, over 300 children in Northwest Florida are waiting for someone like you. Call 850-433-KIDS or visit BeTheBig.org to learn how you can help shape a child's future today.
The Kings of the Swamp.
Ball's loose at the 38. Gators got it. Wow.
Join Sean Kelly and the rest of the broadcast team as they bring you Gator football all season long.
Quick race down the near sideline. 20, 15, 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Gators.
On your home for Florida football, the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
The Florida Gators play here. Listen to select games on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
If you build it, they will come. We're live from the CBC Construction Studios. If you have a problem with our hot takes, call us and say it to our face.
10 years from now, I'll be making a difference in this world while you'll be sitting there getting your diaper changed by your nurse.
The Sports Blitz is on the air. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz here with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 70s phone line, 850-215-6290. We're so thankful that you've decided to listen and join us. We've had a bunch of comments, a bunch of reactions today, and we can't do this without our wonderful sponsors. Don't forget, if you're in the market for a vehicle, go see those guys at AutoNation Ford in Panama City. They'll get you in the right vehicle for the right price, and they'll take really good care of you. Make sure that you tell them that the Sports Blitz sent you. Also, don't forget Recommended Collision Center. If your vehicle needs a paint job, if you need a mirror fixed, a door handle fixed, maybe your doors doesn't close the right way, maybe you are getting some leaks on your vehicle and don't know how to get them fixed, go over there, let Brandon and the guys take care of you, take a look at your vehicle, get it back and ready to go. So either way, breaking news just came in. LSU